Hey, so I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about what this channel's for. Men, anybody out there that is struggling with confidence, struggling to find your identity. Maybe you wake up in the middle of your marriage and you realize you don't even know who the fuck you are. Maybe you're coming out of a divorce. 30s, 40s, 50s, men that are struggling with confidence and self-esteem. Because in my experience, when you are struggling with your confidence and your self esteem, everything goes out the window. You're called to greatness. And I don't care, that applies to so many different areas. But you and your own personal greatness, your own personal alpha, this channel is documenting the journey, my journey, as I discover that. Because that is exactly what happened to me. Somewhere along the way, I lost myself. I ended up overweight. I remember I couldn't even bend over to tie my shoes. I had to sit down to tie my shoes. I would get out of breath by the simplest things. And I just, as my confidence and my self-esteem started to crumble, so did my mental health. I was questioning myself. I wasn't able to make decisions. I couldn't, and I was in a position inside a corporation where leadership was expected of me. I was playing a role and I was having anxiety attacks. I worked in healthcare and it was my job to go in there and run groups. And by the time my group was over, my chest was tight. I had dry eyes so bad, I couldn't even make eye contact. And when you start questioning yourself, and questioning every decision and having anxiety and panic, I stopped going to the gym. My diet was trash, and all of these things were crumbling piece by piece. It was a slow over time. My marriage was miserable, and I'm taking accountability for everything. I'm not blaming anybody. It was not on my wife, it was on me. But all of these things happen with kids and work and responsibilities and pressure, and marriage is hard. And I didn't have an example growing up. And that's not an excuse, that's just a fact. This channel is about anybody that's coming out of it. Could be an addiction. It could be your wife left you and took the kids. It could be maybe you're still married and you just realize that you're not the person that you was when you got married. Maybe you was in shape and on your A game when you got married, and slowly over time the responsibilities pile up and you just don't know what to do and you don't know where to go, and you've stopped going to the gym and you've caved under the pressure. Anybody that comes across this channel that is going through an identity crisis, maybe you never knew who the fuck you were. Maybe you've been going through life just stepping into different roles, never knowing who your true authentic self is. I just wanted to do a video to just describe to you exactly what I want this channel to be. This is me documenting my journey after a divorce, and after 9 years sober. I had a relapse, was trying to get something to kill I had chronic migraines and insomnia, and I've got freaking problems with my back, and I was trying to find just a moment of relief. And I turned to alcohol after 9.5 years sober, and I ended up having a drug-induced stroke. I lost feeling in my left leg and foot. I have to wear a prosthetic on my left leg that holds my foot in a 90-degree angle so I could walk. Uh, for the last 6 months, I've been rebuilding and refining myself. A lot of the things that I'm now practicing are things that I used to practice about 9 years ago before I lost my way. Oh man, did I lose my way though, you know? And I've had to unlearn a lot of stuff. And I'm just documenting the journey and inviting anybody. I'm not saying that women can't get any benefits from this, but primarily I feel like I feel like my purpose is to work with men. And I've got a little bit of history in doing that. I've been part of starting some amazing organizations. The Truman Recovery Movement in Terre Haute, Indiana now has 8 homes for men that are coming from homelessness and jail. We help them not only rebuild their lives and find tools to help them stay sober, we teach leadership skills. It's an amazing thing, and the ripple effect from that has touched many lives. I actually was part of a startup called Transformational Living Ministries about 5 years ago, and that's still going strong. So I have a core. I have a lot of roots in helping men, uh, and I'm getting back to that. I stopped taking care of myself, and I made a vow to myself that that will never, ever, ever happen again. Getting back into the gym with my one working leg was one of the hardest things that I ever did. I laid in bed. I was bedridden for months, and once I finally was able to walk a little bit, I knew I needed to get back into the gym. I was so weak, so weak. And, it took me months to finally get up the courage to come back, step back into the gym. I say come back because I'm outside of the gym now. Um, and, once things started going, that muscle memory kicked in, and I started the obsession kicked back in. I started eating clean. I started working out twice a day. And one of the things I've made a vow is I will never stop working out again. I will be a gym rat until I am no longer able to get to the gym. That's just one of the many things that I'll be documenting. Uh, I've started alpha coaching. That's a combination of fitness and life coaching. But I'm not trying to sell you shit. I'm just I'm just asking you to join me. If any of the stuff that I've talked about, this is just the cliff notes of what I'm doing on this channel, documenting the journey of me discovering my own personal alpha, because I'm not there yet. I'm nowhere near. The journey has just began. So let me know if you could relate. I want to hear from anybody that is coming out or trying to find their authentic self. I want to know. Say, Brian, I don't feel like I've ever known who I am. I don't even know what me at my greatest version would look like. Uh, Let me know in the comments. Let me know if this resonates, because that's what I'm doing this for, to connect with some people, 30s, 40s, 50s, hell, 60s, 70s. I want to hear from any man that this video has touched. Let's see how well this YouTube algorithm works. Hopefully, we could find some people, some like minded individuals. Until next time, bye.